and welcome to today's video. Literally thinking of doing this video since so many months. When I was listing everything down for this video, it literally took me back to when I hosted content creator workshops for you guys in April and May. That was such a great experience where I had over 135 students across the span of, I think I want to say 5 or 6 weeks, and we had such a great time. The feedback I got from you guys was absolutely phenomenal. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to one of the unlisted videos that one of my 6 batches created for me down below in the info box, and that was really sweet of them. So as the title may have already told you, in today's video I'm going to list out 10 ways in which you can make money as a blogger, YouTuber, content creator, influencer, whatever you want to call yourself. I personally prefer being called a content creator. I started out as a blogger and now I make YouTube videos. I strongly believe that influencing is a by the way factor of earning that credibility first, which comes from creating content. So I'm not a big fan of just being called an influencer because I think it's a very loosely term in today's day and age in the industry. So I'm just kind of giving you my perspective on that. But let's not make this intro any longer and let's dive right into it. Okay, so I've listed out 10 ways in which you can make money as a content creator. If you are a new content creator watching this video, please pay close attention all the way through till the 10th, simply because some of these are rather rare methods of making money that people don't tend to talk about a lot. I'm really drilling it down and giving you everything in this video. If you're not a content creator but you're an audience member who's just curious and is watching this video, still please make sure to watch this video till the end, because it'll be really interesting for you to know the different ways in which this actually can be a full-fledged job. I've been doing this full-time for almost 9 years at this point. I do not have any backup. I don't come from like some stinking rich golden spoon in my mouth, what is the phrase, kind of a family. I have talked about how I'm self-made and started working at the age of 15 on this channel before, and I just think that these little ideas maybe will end up helping you make more money as a content creator if you are one. So the first thing I want to talk about is the most obvious. We'll start with the most obvious ones. The most obvious and simplest way to make money as a content creator is your brand deals. Now, what are brand deals? Your brand deals could be anything from a sponsored YouTube video, your sponsored blog post, sponsored Instagram post, sponsored Instagram stories, basically sponsored anything, sponsored trips. It could be absolutely anything. Your brand deals are essentially different ways in which you can monetize. If you are a very new content creator watching this, let me ask you to please never consider working on a barter basis if you've been doing this for like even a little while. I understand that at the very beginning, till you prove your worth, you might do a couple of things in exchange for products, but once you start getting that influx of inquiries, please stop. Working on barter deals not only sets a bad precedent for you as an individual content creator, but it also sets a really bad record for the industry of content creators, because it gives agencies and brands the very weird advantage, which they shouldn't be taking in any case, but unfortunately they do a lot of times, of saying that this person is willing to work on it on a barter, why aren't you? I have lost out personally on a lot of brand deals because of this. There are some really beautiful brands in India that I used to receive PR from, and over a period of time those PRs turned into barters, and a lot of my peers said yes to that, and I'm the only person who now doesn't receive PR from that brand. And you know what, there are days where I feel crappy about it, but on most days I don't. It's because I refuse to ruin the benchmark for the industry on how one should monetize and how one should be able to ask for a certain amount of money in exchange for efforts and reach that you're giving a certain brand, product or service out there. So yeah, little bit detailing into every section over here. Pay close attention. So the second point I have is actually a little bit of an extension of brand associations. There might be times when you create something for your platforms, but the brand really likes what you've created. In a situation like this, you can actually give the brand the licensing, the usage to go ahead and use this on their website, to make ads out of it, to boost it from their end. This is basically, like, the technical term for it, I would say, is sharing IP or is licensing, depending on how you negotiate these terms. Again, there are content creators out there who don't mind the brand just using the content in absolutely any way. However, I would like to highlight that this is something that you can actually build a brand for. If they were to go out there and get a production house to do the same kind of job that you might do, which let's say is very qualitative and high in quality and clarity and just everything, they would be paying a lot more. So make sure that if a brand chooses to use your content in ways beyond just you posting it on your page, use those licensing terms and conditions that will come in really helpful for you to go ahead and monetize a little extra than just the quote you gave them for the post on your page. The third point I have for you is freelancing. I know so many content creators who continue to take up freelance gigs on the side up until they get a steady stream of income through being just a content creator. I'm one of those. When I actually started out as a content creator, my blog was just a hobby and I was actually freelancing in social media and content. Over a period of time, this is back in 2011, I didn't realize where my blog kind of, touch wood, started doing really well and snowballed into something so much bigger that I actually had to stop taking on those freelance gigs. However, if you are a social media content creator, you can actually start freelancing on the side or continue to freelance on the side up until you think that your platforms by themselves make enough money for you, whatever you think you want to make on a monthly basis or an annual basis. The fourth one, again for YouTube, is super expected: Adsense earnings. Now, Adsense earnings is something that everyone is really curious about. I do highly recommend you punch in a couple of Google searches on what kind of money Indian content creators on YouTube may or may not make. Please don't go by the general platforms out there like Social Blade. Man, I wish I made as much money as Social Blade says I can. I want to tell you that your AdSense revenue is basically basis every 1,000 views, and India unfortunately is one of those markets that pays you the lowest for whatever money, the AdSense earnings per 1,000 views. This is because the volume in India is so much for content creators that it gets the attention is divided, right? So for example, just to kind of give you an example, if I put up a video where I had more viewership from people in America or Europe or Australia, I'm likelier to earn more from the people who are tuning in from different countries as opposed to Indian viewers. All I can really sum it up and tell you is that my AdSense doesn't pay me enough to run my household. My AdSense doesn't pay me enough to give me my monthly shopping budget to do shopping hauls for you guys as of now. I really hope that changes with time. Really hope that changes with time. But as of now, it doesn't. So why is it that people assume AdSense pays a lot? I'll answer that for you as well. That's because when you become a really big content creator here on YouTube, which hopefully we all aspire to be at some point, the views will go up by so much that the volume will help you make more money. And that is really what we're all chasing after at the end of the day. So the aim is to be sufficient financially independent through AdSense someday, inshallah. But this is still a source of revenue that helps you with a little bit of expenses here and there. I won't deny that. And it should be considered in some factor if you're someone who's on YouTube. Okay, I told you I'm getting deep into the money details here. So one of the things that people actually don't consider about YouTube earnings are YouTube alternate revenues. YouTube alternate revenues are typically your YouTube memberships, your YouTube super chats, your YouTube super stickers, and if they come up with more stuff as and when, that's amazing. Basically, when I go live on YouTube over here, and the few times that I have gone live recently, the last 2 or 3 times I think I have gone live, I activated super chat and super stickers before I went live, and I actually did encourage some of you to consider using super chat, and I collected I think about 400 or 500 rupees through those chats, which sounds like very little money, sure, because you spend a certain amount of time and you have these followers, but gradually everything adds up. So super chat and super stickers are basically like your audience, your subscribers who tune into your live and choose to support you in some way. And I'm so grateful for the subscribers that come forward and support me in any way for any amount through these super chat and super stickers, because it just goes to show that you love me and that you're trying to support me. And even if like a lot of people tend to give smaller amounts, it eventually lands up becoming a big number. And as a content creator, I can tell you that that's what we really appreciate. Apart from that, you'll also see the much bigger channels here on YouTube. So many of them have YouTube memberships. So when you go onto their channels, you will see a little join button next to the subscribe button. And essentially what that does is that it gives you exclusive content. Every channel has their own version of what that exclusive content is. So you'll kind of have to click on the join button and see what options you have for exclusivity. Typically you have levels 1, 2 and 3 starting from lower going up to higher price points basis what you're getting for that membership range. So these are alternate revenues of earning on YouTube. We're on point number 6 now, and here I'm going to talk about affiliate earnings or commission earnings. So affiliate and commission earnings actually are a really beautiful way of generating a certain amount of money. Again, it may not be too much. It could be a lot if you genuinely have a lot of sales influence on your audience. So that really depends on who your audience is and how much sales conversion you have. What this basically means is, for example, I do mostly organic content only on my YouTube channel. I put up very few sponsored videos here on YouTube. So you will notice that in a lot of my makeup tutorials, when I tell you that I'm going to link those products down below in the info box, when you go over to the info box, you will notice when you click on, you may not notice it because it doesn't necessarily say, but I always have a disclaimer in my info box that says some of the links may or may not be affiliate links. So sometimes we don't put affiliate links. Most times we do try to put affiliate links. What this means is that even if I'm not earning a lot of money from that video on Adsense or whatever, if you guys go over and add any of those products to your cart and buy them through my link, I will get a small commission of that sale. The price would remain the same to you as a buyer, but as a content creator, I would get a small commission if you use my link to make that purchase. So the percentage of commissions is different for different platforms. I can't really get into that, but you can definitely Google or go on to various platforms and see what kind of percentage commissions they're willing to offer you. But keep in mind that those percentages don't mean anything if you can't actually convert your audience into sales. So for the platforms that I use, I make it a point to go in and take a look a couple of times a month and see how many people are clicking on those links versus how many sales have actually happened. Okay, so the next point, this is where I think things get really interesting, which is where things like merchandise and brands come into play. There are so many successful content creators all over the world who've done well as content creators, who've developed that relationship with their audience, and then they've gone on to develop different products or services and presented them to the audience. Someday I aspire to be on that list of content creators as well, where I can genuinely work on a set of products that will give you exactly what you want at a price point that you want. The beauty that the beautiful position that we're in as content creators is that we truly know what the audience wants because we talk to you. And I'm always talking to you guys in the comments. I have a very private Facebook community that has a link down below in the info box if you want to join it, which is like a safe space for girls where we talk about life, we talk about makeup, we talk about relationships, we talk about everything on that group. That gives me a good a bond with you guys that also helps me understand what you want as a consumer. So keeping those aspects in mind, if you ever did decide to go into merchandise or product development, that's an add-on thing that you can definitely generate revenue out of as a content creator. An add-on thing I want to mention to this is actually things like capsule collections. So this is not really in the same point as merchandise or brands because those would be independently owned by you or with an investor, let's say. Capsule collections are, for example, I've had 2 successful capsule collections with my glam for nails and lipsticks. So stuff like that is capsule collection where you collaborate with an existing brand and sort of co-create a line of products or services. Okay, the next point is really interesting to me because this actually, I started doing this in 2014. I had no idea that this could be a source of revenue for me. I was approached to start as a consultant in fashion content for a couple of really big leading fashion and beauty brands in 2013. I started working with them in 2014. In fact, that's how I met my husband. I'm sure you guys have heard that story at some point on this channel. So basically, consulting with brands is basically giving them an insight, working with them as a consultant in the sense of, like, for example, Nikki Tutorials, who's such a global beauty icon, works as I think she calls herself an ambassador with Marc Jacobs Beauty. So essentially she consults with them, which means it could be ideating, it could be giving feedback on formulas. I've had a number of brands reach out to me for this in the past couple of years as well. There are also times when brands reach out to you for what they call a dipstick, which is also technically consulting, where you spend a couple of hours with them and they kind of like pick your brains on what's happening in the market, what campaigns you've liked, what products you've liked, what launch ideas you've liked, and that basically goes into consulting. So that is again something else you can do as a content creator, and it can be fairly lucrative to make money out of if you strategize how you are and how you share your knowledge correctly. Okay, and the last point I have for this video is something that is so simple. There aren't enough content creators doing this in India. I'm not sure why. I've been doing this for a while and it is a really lucrative way of making money, and it's also really satisfying. What I'm talking about is putting together events. I've had the opportunity to put together events for brands like Netflix. I've put together events for Live On. I've put together events for Garnier. I've really enjoyed putting together a numerous set of events because I feel like that really helps bring the community together. These events that I've hosted have mostly been content creator events where I'm the host and I invite my creator friends. So that's a really interesting thing to do. There aren't enough people doing that for whatever reason in the Indian space. Internationally, it's a very commonly done practice, and I feel like that also is something that could truly help you make money out of something that's fun, something that is good money, and something that also is very satisfying. I love the idea of putting an event together personally. Please let me know, guys, down below in the comment section if you want me to do more videos like this that are dedicated to showing you what the content creator industry, what the influencer industry, blogger, YouTuber industry is like. If you are a content creator out there, let me know what else I can help you with. I have a dedicated playlist called For Content Creators, which I'm going to link here for you, that actually gives you a glimpse of a whole bunch of things I've done in the past. So comment and let me know what else you'd like for me to do in this series. I'm very happy to dive into things and give you more details as and when. Which reminds me, the comment shout out for the day goes to Kiran Mai. Thank you so much for always talking to me down below in the comments, you guys. I'm always reading, liking, hearting and responding to all of your comments on videos. So please keep them coming, talk to me, and you're on the end card right about now. So this is a good reminder for you to please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I upload videos here 4 times a week, and your support of just going ahead and officially turning those bell buttons on would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I love you guys. Bye.